Are you considering buying the Volkswagen Tiguan or just want to know more? Well, then here are 5 things that work in the car's favor and 2 that don't. Now, the Tiguan's design isn't exactly butch or in your face, which is typical of SUVs. The Tiguan has a sense of or an air of sophistication to its design. Plus its proportions are spot on, and there is liberal use of chrome everywhere on the car, but it's tastefully done, so it doesn't look gaudy. It actually enhances the richness or the rich feel of the car. Plus you've got these strong design lines everywhere, which adds a bit of modernity to the car, and the shut lines all around are close and even, which tells you that it is a car that's solidly built. And to just confirm that, we've got that typical VW solid door close. Like the exterior, there's nothing flashy, brash or over the top about the Tiguan's interior. In fact, some might even call it a tad boring. But like its exterior, it is a well-built and tastefully done cabin. Now, with its all-grey hue, metallic highlights and straight-cut lines, this interior has more of an office air to it than the warm and cozy feel of a study in a palatial home, but it is a well-appointed office nonetheless. It gets the usual luxury items like a multifunctional steering wheel, a 3-zone climate control system, cruise control, a huge sunroof and a touchscreen multimedia system. The multimedia system comes with Bluetooth telephony, voice commands and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Additionally, there's a detailed driver information system in color, and it has 2 trip meters. There's a powered tailgate, and the driver also gets an 8-way electrically adjustable seat. Now, the Tiguan's cabin is a practical one, and this one is a 5-seater, which means you can seat 3 at the back, and when you do, things don't really get uncomfortable. Thank you guys. And then the seat itself, not the one in the center where I'm sitting, but the ones at the side are actually quite large and supported. So you've got good thigh support, you've got good back support, and the backrest again is reclinable. So you can choose the position that you want to be in. Also, if there are just 2 people at the back, you can drop down this armrest. You've got an armrest here. And so it's at a good height, you can sit comfortably and relax over longer journeys. But that's not all. The Tiguan's cabin is also a practical one. There are cup and bottle holders for passengers on all 4 corners. There's a cool glove box, storage under the central armrest, and some as part of the dashboard as well. And at over 600 liters, the Tiguan's boot is fantastic too. So you can throw in a full-size check-in luggage in there along with your cabin baggage, and even then you've got space for some knickknacks. And then if you want to load it up more, you've got more bags. You've got these 2 levers here for convenience. You pull them and it drops down. You can just push it, and then there's space for another mid-sized bag and 2 other small bags. Now you can throw in all the bags there, or you could move mattresses in it, you could move your washing machine in it, maybe even a refrigerator. But being a Tiguan, you probably won't do that, but you do get the point. Now, the Tiguan is one of the few properly driver-focused SUVs that you can buy. And it starts from the moment you get behind the wheel. Now, you've got a steering that adjusts for reach and rake. And along with a seat that is 8-way adjustable, it's very easy to find a good driving position. And then when you do, you realize how light the steering is. But it's not a slow steering. It's actually a pretty quick steering. And then when you get on the move, you have only an option of a diesel engine, but it's a tried and tested 2-liter diesel that has powered various Volkswagen Group cars. And it's an easy revving engine, it's a grunty engine. Now this one here makes 140 horsepower and 340 Newton meters of torque. And it's mated to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic. The automatic is quick shifting, it's intuitive, and it's quick reacting too. So every time you get on the throttle, the Tiguan just accelerates towards the horizon like a sprinter. Now, when you do get the revs high, yes, the engine does get noisy, but it's not exactly the tinny clatter diesel that irritates you. It is loud, but it's bearable. Now, the Tiguan isn't just light on its feet when it comes to acceleration. It also feels light and nimble and agile when you go through a sequence of corners. So you throw it into a corner and it just grips, and it doesn't seem to run wide or understeer. It holds its line beautifully, and it's got a four-wheel drive system, 4Motion as VW calls it, and it's a smart system, so it works towards giving you maximum traction no matter what the surface, slippery or otherwise, and what sort of corner. So in that sense, it just makes a hero out of you when you go around corners without you having to try too hard. Even in a straight line at 3-digit speeds, the Tiguan tracks as if it were on rails. And to help things along, it has a whole suite of driving aids. There's traction control and ESP, there's on-demand all-wheel drive system, and driving mode. So, if you like driving, the Tiguan clearly has you covered. Now, did we mention that the Tiguan can also off-road? In fact, it can off-road really well, and we found that out many moons back when we did our off-road day. And when you're not traveling the length and breadth of India, well, you can use the Tiguan for your daily commute, and it'll take you from office to home and home to office in comfort and in serenity. But you can't be working 7 days a week, so when you decide to go out in the evenings, the Tiguan's manageable size and its luxurious or rich design will actually ensure that it doesn't feel or seem out of place. And the Tiguan doesn't decide what you wear to the club, because it has accessible entry. So no matter what you wear, it's easy to get in, get your legs in, and go. Now, when it comes to cars, you think that price and size don't go hand in hand, because there's so much more that goes into making a car, like great engineering and lots of technology. Unfortunately for the Tiguan, well, in our market, price equals size. So the Tiguan is priced similar to the Fortuner, but it is significantly smaller, and therefore sales of the Fortuner are way more than that of the Tiguan. Now, the Tiguan is loaded with features, no doubt about that, but what it lacks are some of the feel-good variety. Now, not having these features isn't really a deal breaker, but having them would have made you want this car that much more. It has heated seats when it should have had cool ones. It should also have had self-parking feature from the Passat. Plus, the touchscreen system could be bigger and more visually appealing, and having a 360-degree camera would have been a definite plus. Now, if you're wondering about the price, the Tiguan and the Passat are pretty closely priced. The Tiguan is an excellent car. It has the right features, it has many safety and driving aids, it's beautifully built, it's lovely to drive, and it can do so much, from commuting to taking road trips to going off-road, that we might actually call it the Swiss knife among cars. But it is a pricey Swiss knife, and a Swiss knife which in the Indian context needed to be bigger.